evening, man.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Long time no see.
Yeah, man, what's been up with you?
Man, I just been trying to wake up my brothers to this truth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're part of the lost 12 tribes of Israel.
What?
We're from the tribe of Judah.
Oh, imagine that.
Judah, the bow shooter, the iron rod ruler. All nations gonna bow down, even Buddha. Wake up Jacob and the mighty men. Bring the forces of the Gentile riches in. Let the law go forth out Jerusalem. With the power of the Most High, take the land. 144,000, they all men. Ain't no turning back now, man, we going in.
I was born in the midst of a storm. I was formed to be a servant unto you, to bring Jacob home where he belongs, back into the power of the truth. Jacob coming home.
Jacob's coming home, back where he belongs, back into the power of the truth.
Jacob coming home.
Israel's coming home, back where they belong, back into Zion.
All right, I'd like to thank everybody again for coming to another Shabbat. Before we start, we're going to offer a word of prayer. I ask Brother Ezekiel, go ahead and open up with us. Everybody please rise and face the east. All right, let's begin.
Lord, we thank you for gathering us here today in your name, Lord. I ask you that you open up your word to us, that we may get an understanding, Lord. Help us apply these words to our life, Lord. We just thank you for your mercy and for your grace. We thank you for this blessed Sabbath, Lord. I ask you to continue to be with us, continue to guide us throughout the week, Lord. Continue to open up your word. Continue to put people in our lives that may lead us and that may lift up your kingdom, Lord. Help us be a blessing to others, Lord. If there's anything that's inside of us, Lord, that is unpleasing to you, Lord, I ask you to just clean it out and help us to overcome it. I ask you to forgive us of any sins that we committed, Lord, willingly and unwillingly, Lord. We just thank you for, again, for your mercy and for your grace. And it's in Yahshua's name we pray. Amen.
All praise.
So be it. So be it.
Awesome.
All right. So as you know, this is DOC, meaning Defender of Commandments. This is the name of this congregation, or some people say camp. Okay? We are Israelites. We are the 12 tribes that scattered abroad. Okay? As of first, we're going to go across the rules, DOC. Everybody turn to 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 1. This is the first rule. There will be no cursing in the sanctuary. Everybody need to understand that. There are a lot of camps out there. They curse. They defile the holy day. That will not happen. That is an abomination. I don't care what they say. I don't care what anybody say. Do not use bad language on the Shabbat. Okay? Brother Kareem, go ahead and start on that. That's 1 Peter 2:1.
Gotcha. 1 Peter, 2nd chapter, verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings.
Mm-hmm. Everybody see that first part right there? Right. It says, laying aside all malice. Second, all guile, meaning filth, hypocrisy, evil speaking. This right here in scriptures. This is not just me making this up, just saying this. We got to get this right.
Praise.
Got to get this right. Time short. Our Father ain't playing. He will burn you. Y'all need to understand that. He will burn you.
Praise.
Everybody remember the story of Noah? He used 8 people. He killed the rest.
That's
He
right.
destroyed them.
That's right.
Let's make this very clear. He don't need nobody in there. Okay? All right? Rule number 2. All must be on one accord. Everybody turn to Mark chapter 3, verses 25. That's Mark chapter 3, verse 25. All right?
Ready?
Everybody got it? Okay. Brother Crank, go ahead. Read that, please.
Mark 3, 25th verse. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
Read that one more time. I want that to sink in.
And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
Cannot stand. Everybody understand that. Houses divided cannot stand. That's what's happening in our nation right now. We are divided.
Sister.
It is not working. We are a laughing stock. All of Israel right now is a laughing stock. All right, brother, read verses 26.
Mark 3, verse 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end.
The reason why I had verse 26 read, and I went over it last week and the week before, if Satan and his children can get this right, there's no reason why we can't. If we represent Almighty Yahuwah, Elohim, the Supreme, we should be able to get this right. If Satan and children, they have enough sense to get this right, he ain't got no excuse either. Right?
That's right.
Rule number 3, you must get water baptized. That is a commandment. Again, there's a lot of doctrine out there saying that, you don't have to get water baptized, this and this and that. There are plenty of scriptures showing. We only going to go over a couple, right? That's Matthew 28:19. Everybody turn to Matthew 28:19. We're only going to go over a few. That's Matthew chapter 28. That's verse 19. All right, Brother Grant.
Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm. See that part right there on verse 19? It says, and Jesus, well, it says, excuse me, well, that's verse 18. It says, go ye therefore and teach all nations. I mean, we scatter to all the nations, right? Baptizing. See that part? Baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Or some people say the Holy Spirit. Brother, go ahead and read verse 20.
Mark 28, verse 20. Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen.
Mm-hmm. See that part? Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded. See that? Whatsoever I commanded. He just commanded you to baptize. Got to get it done. You want that Holy Spirit to be on you? You got to be in order. Y'all want to cast out the spirits that's on people? You got to be in order. You got to be clean.
That's right.
They will change the bits. This ain't some TV show. This ain't HBO. It's real. Right? Let's everybody turn to Mark chapter 16. It's Mark 16, 15. Everybody got it? Brother Caleb.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read verse 15.
All right. Mark 16, verse 15. And he said unto them, go ye unto all the world and preach the gospel to every creature.
Every creature.
That's powerful. That's powerful, brother.
Every creature. I mean, everybody need to hear this gospel. I mean, no discrimination.
Wow.
You got to get this gospel out.
Right.
He said to all the world. I mean, all over the place. Okay? Go ahead, brothers. Go to verse 16. Okay.
Verse 16. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved. But he that believeth not shall be damned.
See that? Again, that word baptism coming up again. And yes, there's more to it than just being baptized. This walk ain't easy. It's not. Y'all please need to understand that. You will be tried daily. Okay? daily. The enemy gonna come at you in many forms, many ways.
Right.
Some people in your own household gonna come at you.
Right.
Okay? Number 4, keep all the commandments. That's St. John 14:15. Everybody please turn to St. John 14:15. Everybody got it? Right. Sister McGee, you read that for me, please?
St. John 14:15. For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you. That's not it.
St. John
St. John
14:15. Sorry.
Oh, I read. That's St. John chapter 14, verse 15.
Let me get the system.
Yeah, go ahead.
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
That's it. If you love me, keep my commandments. That's a commandment in itself. So how you gonna say with your lips that you love him, but you don't want to keep his commandments? I mean, do whatever he tell you to do. That's how you show that you love him. Not just saying, oh, I love you. Lord, I love you. Anybody can say they love you with their lips.
Right.
But how you showing that?
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Praise
That's
God.
like you married, whatever. Or you got kids. Let's say your children. Let's give an example. Your children, right? Oh, daddy, mommy, I love you. I love you. Are they showing that they really love you? They're saying it with their mouth. When you come home, their room ain't clean,
Right.
dishes dirty.
Disrespect.
Not saying they exactly disrespectful. Not saying that they hate you, but are they really showing you that they love you?
Right.
You know, Brother Green.
Love is an action verb.
Right.
That's what love is. It's action, an action verb.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
Action. Showing action. The brother right over here.
King used to say, learning the rules, laws, and commandments of Yahweh is love. If you can't follow the rules, the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, then you can't love. Because Yahweh loves everything. You know, they can't put that short. Everything. So if you don't know the rules and the laws, statutes, commandments, then you can't say you love. Yes. See?
Yeah, that's something, brother?
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 8 and 9 says, my son, hear the instructions of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Again, love. That's Sister Nikki.
I just want to apologize. I was in St. John 13 and not 14. I
That's
apologize.
all good. It's all good, sister. Okay.
Praise.
Right. Let's go to rule number 5. Right? Keep the Sabbath day holy. Keep the Sabbath day holy. Everybody turn to Exodus 28. Okay, everybody have it?
Praise.
Exodus. All right. Exodus 28. Brother Boaz, can you go ahead and read that?
Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. That's a commandment. That's in the 10 commandments. Remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. Again, like rule 1, no cursing. I can't stress that enough. We see that a lot. We see that online. We see our brothers stand on the corners doing it. Right? Let's go to rule 6. Our objective is to seek Yahuwah our Father. Y'all understand what that means, objective, right? Our mission. Objective. Can't fail no objective. You got to get it done. Right? Jeremiah 29:13. Everybody please turn to Jeremiah 29:13. Jeremiah 29, 13. All right, everybody there? Okay. Sister Adira, go ahead and read that.
Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 13, it says, "And ye shall seek me and find me when you shall search for me with all your heart."
Yep, verses 13. "And you shall seek me and find me when you shall search for me with all your heart." You have to search for our Father with all your heart. All your heart. Can't half step with this. He reads your heart. Trust me, he know you. He know you better than you know yourself.
Right.
He know you better than anybody know you.
Right.
Okay? That goes again with just saying, "Oh, I love you, Lord." That's not gonna get it. That ain't gonna cut it. Verse 14, sister.
It says, "And I will be found of you, said the Lord, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all nations, and from all the places whither I have driven you, said the Lord. And I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive."
Mm-hmm. Everybody know why we're here? Because of captivity. Listen to you.
13, "And you shall seek me and find me when you shall search for me." That's just like when we lose something that's very important to us, or we misplace even our keys or whatever. We're so adamant about searching for that item. So we do everything within. Somebody could be talking to us or calling our name, just trying to get our attention. But our focus on where's my keys, where's my money, where did I put this at? We searching, and that's what he's meaning when he's saying seek. He ain't saying just look for him and close the book. Talk to somebody, close the book. Searching for him is any item that you may, naturally speaking, that you may misplace and you desperately search for it. That's how we have to search for Yahweh.
That's right.
Like that. Brother Ray?
Before I was sitting outside, and a guy was standing in front of the door, and he said, he walked over. He said, "My name is so and so and so and so, and I'm so and so and so and so." I say, "Seek the name. You're at the library. Go inside and search the name." And like she said, look, your objective is to search. You saying one thing because it was passed down. Do it for yourself, not just because somebody said it. Search for yourself, not just because you heard it. And he said, "I rebuke." I said, "You rather rebuke instead of go inside where you got all the information that you need. It's right here.
Yeah.
Go inside," but he wouldn't do it.
You like that. That's all. One of the rules we're going to talk about too. That's it. Like that. Brother Ray?
That's right. Everybody in here, you gotta study the King James 16:11 from beginning to end.
Right.
You can't know nothing about the New Testament if you don't read the Old Testament.
Right.
It won't match up with you. It won't make sense to you.
Right.
So it's our duty to start from the beginning all the way to the very end,
Right.
for us to get the knowledge what He given us.
All right, good
That's
point.
it.
Yeah, brother?
Not only that, look at what the Lord was teaching his whole life when he was on the planet.
That's right.
Good point.
That's right.
All right. So back to 14, right? It says, "And I will be found of you, says Yahuwah, and I will turn away your captivity." Again, we all know why we're in this country, right? We all know why brothers and sisters scattered all over the place.
Right.
Just because our forefathers brought this on us. This is why we all over the place, right? He says, "And I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations, and from all the places where I have driven you." Do y'all understand that? He's saying, "Well, I have driven you." He's saying that other people driven you there. He said, "I did that." Why did he do that? Because our hard-headedness. Sister?
Why are we in this country?
Why are we in this country? All right, go ahead.
Great question.
Reason why we're in this country, I'm gonna jump off topic. Everybody turn to Deuteronomy 28, right? Just give you a quick rundown of it. Everybody there?
All praise.
All right. Deuteronomy 28. The majority of all of Israel, regardless of what doctrine everybody knows Deuteronomy 28. This is a very famous scripture. It's even so famous to the point Christianity even tried to write over it and switch words around. We're going to read it to you how it's supposed to go, right? When you start at verses 1 through 14, excuse me. This is our ancestor Moses talking. These are the blessings that he said if you follow the commandments of our Father, right? These are the blessings, 1 through 14. Start at verse 15. This is when it gets interesting. This may be an ancient story, but it goes all the way to now. Brother Crank, go ahead. Start on verse 15.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
See this part right here where it says, all these curses? Yes, sister and brother, we under a curse. You ever wonder why people just jacked up or messed up? And no matter how much you talk to them, no matter what you say, hundreds and hundreds of years we have not progressed. That is not natural. That's not natural. I have always had this question myself. We all coming out of different denominations, right? All of us. Christianity, right? Muslim, Buddhist, a lot of us. Why are we in all these different denominations?
Baptist.
Right? Pentecost. All right? But ask yourself this before we get deep into this. What prophet in here was a Christian? Who in here was a Buddhist?
Nah.
Christ wasn't no Christian. And after he passed, nobody of them was Christian. Right? They were called Christians. They didn't call themselves Christians. See what I'm saying? Brother?
First time that any Israelite was ever called a Christian was when they first got to Antioch.
I don't bring it up.
Yes.
Right on.
So let that be known. They were called Christians before then, and they being called Christians now, even though Christian is nothing more than a byword that should be.
Exactly. We're going to go over that too, by the bywords and stuff, names and stuff they were called. They never call you exactly who you are. And there's a reason for that too, right? Believe it or not, brothers and sisters, y'all in prophecy right now. I was Jehovah's Witness 30 years. They never told me this. I was knocking on your door. Scared. Hand out. I'm scared somebody going to ask me, oh man, what is that about? You know, I used to be glad when we ran from the door. But, brother,
We're not gonna cut you off. I want to know a little quick about like, maybe your background, so like what denominations you guys come from. You know, your family. So like, what was your beliefs before actually coming to the day's meeting, if you don't mind?
I was Adventist.
Adventist, 7-day Adventist, and you, Sue?
On and off as Christian.
On and off as a Christian. All right. Because today you're going to get a lot of understanding as brothers break it down. Deuteronomy 28 is a very, very important chapter.
Right.
There was this. I was a Christian all my life. I was raised up in the church like yourself, and but this particular chapter changed my life. You know, and as he's going to break this stuff down, you're going to get a better understanding of who you are, your nationality, and where God's trying to take you. All right.
Also, if I may also add with what I was saying, so that means every time you're reading your Bible and you come across this word Christian, take that out and say Israelite. Never say Christian, say Israelite. And this book will even further come on to.
that's right. One thing you're going to learn about the Bible. You was taught this was a religious book, right? It's not. It's a history book. And it's only talking to the Israelites. Everybody in this room is family.
Yes.
Everybody family. You guys scattered to the four corners of the earth. I'm going to break this down to you. All right? Again, verse 15. Go ahead, brother.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
See this part right says, all these curses, all of them. Not one, not two, not a few, all. Because most people are going to tell you quick that, oh, well, our ancestors were on slave ships. Okay, well, what about the rest of them? Did your ancestors meet all this? No. I only know a group of people that all this gonna fit. Okay? This is the identifier right here. The Israelites were not allowed to make graven images about themselves. You could not carve, they could not carve and make a portrait of themselves. That was against the law. So anybody can say today, well, I'm an Israelite, I'm an Israelite. Well, proof is how you show that you're an Israelite. You meet these curses. That your ancestors and you to this day meet these curses. All right? Go ahead, brother. Keep going. Verse 16.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
All right?
Cursed.
Hold on, bro.
Go ahead, brother.
16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed shall thou be in the field. Think about when you go to work. People hate you the minute you come in there. They hate you. You curse when you go in. Okay, I'll go to what job you do. The minute you leave, curse when you go out. Think about that. Seriously. It's real. Keep going, brother.
It's never enough.
Never.
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 Keep
You
going,
got
brother.
bills, you gotta keep, the more money you make, the more money go out. The more money come in, the more money goes out.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
You know what that would mean, right? Think about owning a store or owning a business, right? Your own business that you own. Why ain't it successful? Now, mind you, this is a nation thing. This is not just like, oh, an individual. Oh, well, that person's store is no, the whole nation.
The nation itself.
The nation itself.
Yeah.
Think about it. Oh, nobody support me. Nobody support me. You know why they're not supporting you? Because you wanted this curse. Right? We're in the land of our captivity. This punishment. Now, I'm going to get deep into this, too. Who's actually behind it? We can't blame the people that's around us that's doing this. He gave them authorization to do it. Right? Brother?
I want to add something also. If y'all know, it's been about a while now. But everybody, as we know, be like Oprah and these certain people that are picked to say that we can make it. Okay, they don't come back to their hoods. They don't come back. They don't even help their people. Now, mine just turned power on in Africa. Okay, and everybody's saying this is a good thing. This is a black man doing something, but you must also realize that Akon is from the tribe. He's of Ham. You see what I'm saying? And remember, our people are the ones that don't care or don't help one another, but the other nations do. So when they use what Akon has done to say that he is helping his people, but as we know, he is not an Israelite. He's from the same Ham.
I want to go way back. In the garden, this is in the garden. We were put in a deep sleep, and the deep sleep was a curse, and it has never been lifted until, it won't be lifted until you get the knowledge that this brother's talking about.
That's right.
See, in the garden, we were put in a deep sleep and never was wakened until the king came to pass on. And this is what this brother is doing. And I can testify so that he will hurt you.
What?
Yahshua came and fulfilled.
Yeah.
Fulfilled the prophecy.
That's right.
That's
All
what.
right. Let's get back on it.
That's right.
Let's skip around because we're going to go through every single one. We're going to go through the ones that stick out the most. Okay? Everybody turn to verses 46. That's Deuteronomy 28, 46. That's verses 46. All right?
Deuteronomy 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Forever. Forever. Forever. Y'all see that part? And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder. Everybody know what signs do, right?
Right.
Signs point to something.
Right.
That's what he's saying. These curses are going to be on you for a sign and a wonder. They're going to point straight to you. And upon thy seed forever. We are the seed of Abraham. And we know Abraham, the Israelites came through Abraham.
Right.
Abraham had other kids, don't get me wrong, but he only had that one chosen seed.
Right.
We are that seed. The curses are on us. The signs point straight to us for a wonder. Think about it. And like I brought out earlier, y'all wonder why people in this situation? That's the wonder. We get all these grants, we get all this stuff that these people are supposed to give us. But it's still a wonder why we can't never get it right.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Because the Most High, he deals with nations. You don't deal with individuals like judgment comes upon nations. The good, like even the prophets, they went into captivity too. They were righteous. Ezekiel, all these prophets, Isaiah and all, they went into captivity, you know, and they were righteous. They kept the law. So the good and the bad went into captivity because the Most High deals with nations. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a good point. Good point.
Right.
All right, back to Deuteronomy 28, go to 30.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Right there.
right.
Now think about verse 30, right? You should betroth a wife. When did that happen to us? Slavery.
Slavery, plantation.
He had wives, but another man slept with them.
Put you out.
You build houses and dwell in them. Nope.
Curses on to the
And
day.
pick food, and you didn't eat it either.
Right.
You didn't dwell in them. You planted fruit, brother.
And the country that was taken from us.
Exactly. The country is taken from us.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
You
right.
hear that we had what they say indigenous people, right?
Right.
In America. A lot
Right.
of us hearing that, right?
Right.
Why I ask this question? What language did these people speak? Where did they come from?
Right.
When evolution ain't just spring out the dirt.
Right. And
Everybody know that the American Indian.
right.
Yeah, part of my tribe.
Right.
That's the tribe of Gad.
Yeah.
My brother right here.
Right.
My brother Gad.
And the same thing happened to the Mexicans, the Indians.
Right.
They pick fruit every day. Like, I lived in California a long time, and you'll see them out in the field, vegetables and stuff. But they can pay, you know what I'm saying, for a penny. You know, the Native American Indians, they on reservations. You got a lot of our people doing good. I'm not saying all of our people doing bad, but you know, a lot of them, you know, our people, for the most part, are, you know, they under these curses heavy, super heavy. You know what I'm saying? Our brothers and sisters, which are Native American Indians, Mexicans, Guatemalans, all Native American, all Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? We are brothers. You know, those are brothers and those are people. Regardless of whatever, those are people. They're Israelites, without a shadow of a doubt.
Verse 31.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thy eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thy ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them.
All right. Verse 31 I find very interesting. Right? It's been happening since the fall of Jerusalem. But I want you to think about our brothers here, Gad, that was in America, right?
Right.
Think about the buffalo. What they did? They killed a buffalo, didn't they?
Right.
They would take the hide and leave the buffalo meat out to rot out there in the sun.
Right.
Think about this when it says, the ox shall be slain before thy eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof.
Right.
Y'all see that?
Powerful. Right.
There's no escaping these curses. Whether you was in the homeland or wherever you was around the world, you weren't getting away from these curses. It was coming on. Right?
Also, twofold on that too. When you talk about slaying oxen, it can also mean that they can kill animals, and basically, you know, today we got called soul food, but you know, we deal with slavery. We was dealing with the lesser of. So we got the pig feet, we got the whole guts, what you call chillers today. We got the greens and stuff like that. Feet, the chicken feet, and things of that nature. We kind of ate those things, so we made them good for ourselves. But they got the best of the land, they got the best of the meats, they got the best of everything. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, something as what you're saying, that goes to show you that, you know, while our minds are, soul food has never been good for us. If anything, soul food has went against the commandments.
Right.
And so this day, we are so trodden down as a people that on Sunday,
Right.
what did Big Mama do? Cook soul food. What did we do? We ate right after we were gotten out of our Sunday school churches.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So the cycle is still continuing. That's why it's important for us to wake up.
Just to eat.
And the reason I think that to be is because we are the chosen nation of people that has been scattered all over. So basically, by us being colonized in America, this is what we was taught. So we had no clue of who we were, what our standards, what our commandments, what our, anything of that nature. So the first thing we learned is during slavery, the Bible, which they did it their way. Yeah. And also for our children, even us today, the first thing we do is send them to school, knowing that the school we actually sending our children to, they're not teaching them about who they are. They're teaching them about American history.
History.
Yes.
Right.
So that's how we get so colonized. That's how we get so where we are today. But thank y'all, praises to Him that we're coming out. We're getting that understanding of who we are. We're trying to change, conform until what He called us to be.
Right.
So very true. Brother?
Okay, and it really goes even deeper than that. They're teaching us deliberately against the Bible.
Yes.
It's Leviticus 11. They're teaching us to eat pork.
Right.
They're teaching us to have the Sabbath on the wrong day.
That's
They're
right.
teaching
That's
us
right.
all these things that are definitely deliberate and definitely of demonic influence.
That's very true. Very true.
It's a word called paradigm.
Yes.
And paradigm is a group of habits that formally between sometimes I had counted real bad.
Take your time. Take your time.
Okay. A paradigm is a group of habits that formulate from birth to around the age of 3, and they are there subconsciously, and you don't know it. A child at between 1 to 3 is a sponge that absorbs everything through their eyes. So the eyes see, and then they want to touch everything, and then the hands touch, and that sends a message to the neurons in the brain and makes it be a habit. Okay, if you don't teach your children to change those paradigms, say watch TV, playing games, whatever, if you don't break those habits, then they won't get broke.
Right.
Or every 4th generation is the generation that suffer. And it get worse every 8th and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
But if you don't change the paradigm, then it won't, you don't teach them to change it, it won't change. Because like he said, and like she said, they are deliberately going against everything that's good for us. And because if we don't change our paradigm, that's a part of the curse.
Yeah.
So you got to get from under the curse by changing the paradigm.
Right. That's right.
Let's see. Verse 32, brother.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with looking for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
No might in thy hands. Again, back to slavery. Our sons and daughters were given to another people. Right? And your eyes should look and fail with longing all day long. You had no power. You couldn't do nothing about it. I mean, they took your kids, you tried to do what? Fight back. They don't kill you. You're done. You ain't got no power. You can't do nothing. All right? Verse 33, brother.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
Always. We crushed always. Even now, we're crushed always. All the work you do is for nothing. Well, for somebody else's benefit. Not for yours. See what I'm saying? We still eat scraps.
That's right.
We still eat scraps. Right? 34, brother.
So that thou shalt be made mad for the sight of thy eyes which thou shalt see.
Now think about it. Don't you get angry? But what can you do about it?
Man.
What can you do?
Man.
But you know what? Our Father's telling you what you can do. But a lot of us don't want to do it. You got to come back to Him.
Come on.
See what I'm saying? All right. Verse 37, brother.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. And thou shalt have an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Right? See that part right there where it says an astonishment and a proverb, a byword? Brother and sister, let me ask y'all something. Where y'all from? What nation y'all from? Seriously, just whatever come to mind. Where y'all from?
Jamaica.
So you Jamaican?
Yes.
You don't know? But you Jamaican, right? But you black. Where's that in the Bible? where Jamaican and black in the Bible?
What nation is Jamaica? You see what I'm saying? It's not a nation of people. You see? It's just a place.
It's just a place.
And we take on the word.
Right. Right now, Bible word.
We just take on the word of Jamaica or Puerto Rican or African American. You know, but these are bywords. These are words that were created. And we just took on it because we was born here. But it's not a nation. It's not a Japanese. You know, the Japanese, they have a language. They have a place, and they have a culture. You know, the Africans, they have a place, they have a nation, and they have a culture. But we African Americans, Jamaicans, Haitians, all those are just words that were created by somebody that, hey, we gonna name this Haiti, and I'm born here, so that's who I am. That's my that's not what it is. So now we coming back to the truth, which is the Israelites. You know, we find out what's our true culture. You know, who we are, where we're from, and what's our beliefs, and you know, and how to raise our kids, how to teach them, and do those type of things.
They gave us showing that 2 piece paper gave them on it. I gave them one.
Okay.
This is on the byword names and the original names and the
Okay, back to the nation, what you're saying. During the breaking, what we call the breaking ground, the Caribbean had no population until the slave trade started. See, we created the whole population when the King James 1611 version came into history as the Bible followed. There was no people on Cuba, Jamaica, nothing. There was no people down there, so they named it what they wanted to name it and used it as a byword. Yeah. See, so that you can say, okay, I'm Jamaican. You know, it's not in the Bible.
Yeah.
See, yeah. So it was nothing there. Yeah. We created it with the American Indians as they had them from South America to that, and the slaves came like Puerto Rico and Cuba, same place. Yeah. But they don't like each other. Yeah. Jamaica, all of them on the same islands, but that's a curse. That's a curse. That's part of the curse.
We the same family, but we all.
It wasn't even recorded. No people was there until they started the slave trade. It just made for the breaking ground to get us here.
And the slave trade was called the Great Atlantic Slave Trade.
Right.
So
Great Atlantic Slave Trade.
And it came from the South of Africa. So just keep that in your mind.
So I just wanted to add real quick, and again, when you actually understand this, all of us in school, you all said the Pledge of Allegiance, right? To let you know that these people know that the Bible is talking about nations. What is the one thing that we all said? One nation under God. Not only that, in New York, there is a building with many flags that surround it. What is it called? United Nations.
Right.
They know that the Bible is talking about nations, but what do we think about nations? Oh, well, this is just America, so that's the nation that I'm from. You see that?
Right.
That's how they got us. That's how they got the world.
Right.
Because they don't care about their own. They don't care about us. It's all about their progress.
That's it. That's it.
Now, in the Bible, we break down, excuse me, real fast, and we break down in the Bible, nationality means race. Your race, what tribe you belong to. That's what nationality means. Like, we're one nation of people. We're scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. We're one people. You know what I'm saying? And we scattered throughout the 4 corners. So, yeah, what you saying, brother?
And again, just like you just said, remember now, race is something they made.
Yes.
Right.
You understand that? So when it comes back, and it comes back to the seed, not the tree, the seed, okay? You're talking about tribes when you start.
Right.
How you gonna start from tribe and then you change and change and change, and then all of a sudden, what do? Oh, I'm not from a tribe. No, I don't know nothing about that. But that's where that started.
Right.
Again, when they show History Channel, National Geographic, they talk about the first men made. Okay, the caveman, the one that had that club and dragged his woman and all that mess. He was a white guy. Okay, they said that we came from him. Okay, now what does that say? In the Bible, it tells you that the tribe of Edom came from caves.
Yes.
So who is the caveman? So whose history are they telling you on the National Geographic? So you really got to look deep into what you're watching. You again, what does the Bible say? Study to show thyself approved.
All praise.
All right.
Get understand.
You have to get unlearned. That's what the main topic of everything we're learning right now is to get unlearned from the way of the world, their so-called world, because we had our own world in our own time. So we get back to our heritage.
Right.
Our heritage is what's important. So
Right.
we be able to break this down that has been stolen from us to get everything back in order.
Right.
That's what we're doing.
Right.
Not understanding their way, we overstanding our way now.
Right.
This is our time. So
That's
He's
right.
waking us all up, piece by piece, setting the spirit in the ones that are chosen. Because some of us don't really accept who we are. That's why you have to fight with them and war with them. Once you hand them a pamphlet or tell them who they are, they'll fight you down
Right.
and tell you that by word who they are.
Right.
As saying to that, Jamaican, you got many different names that goes with that. Brother should have gave you a pamphlet right there. Will describe what your real heritage is called. So you'll know.
Benjamin.
That's right.
Benjamin.
I want you to say it for yourself so you can say it, but that's all good. All praise.
Go ahead. All right. Let's get back on it. Deuteronomy 28, 41.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 41.
Actually, hit 36 first.
36?
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
Wood and stone. Keep that word nation in your mind, right? The word nation. But see right there, other gods of wood and stone? Think about it. What we have around our necks? Crosses, right? Where in the scripture does it say hang a cross around your neck?
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
Wood
right.
and stone. All
That's
these
right.
things. All right. Look at the shoes, right? See that check that's on your shoe? Y'all know that go to, right?
That's nice. That's ancient God.
Exactly. That's a god. Believe it or not, you worshiping a god.
That's right.
You really are. That's what the scriptures say right here. You're going to be worshiping, be serving other gods, wood and stone. You may not think you're showing homage to, but yes, you are.
King James was the king over like 16 countries at one time, but only advocated Britain. Okay, that's where what we call the Barship Association starts, and the Parliament and everything, and they own and rule 600 million acres of land, which included China, Japan, and all the other things. And they were so concerned with DNA, the DNA and ancestral marriages, so they can keep all the power and the rulership and together, you know, and then hide themselves like that check. These are the shoes too, but I tore it all off. I had to. I took all that was on there. I tore off my shoes, so I was like, you know. But I just excited because these brothers stopped coming up with some good stuff. I've been around a long time, but yeah, these brothers coming up with some good stuff.
That's right. All praise.
That's it.
But when you tear off the check off, like the high name brand stuff, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of the shoe. It kind of takes the price.
As far as the unlearned population would go, but to get back into the sea of energy that's connected, then you get to change. See,
Have to.
Sarah and Abraham had to make a change. everything has to make a change. If you don't want to make the change, then you stay stuck under the curse. So you have to tell yourself that the whole battle is not out here. The battle is within ego and mind. Your ego controls the subconscious, which controls the conscious. So who is the controller? So you have to tell your ego, hey, get out of the way.
Yeah.
You don't run this no more. I tell you what to do.
Yeah, straight up.
So you have to make the change. Everything has to make a change. Me, you, and everybody. If you don't want to do that, then
It's true.
you step under the curse.
It's true.
And just like the saying, no graven image, that's a commandment. But also the first commandment is, thou shalt not have no other Elohim before thee.
That's like that.
Okay? Now, with that being said,
Word Elohim is how you say God in Hebrew. Yeah, translate over the power. Okay? So you hear us call our Father by his name, Yahuwah Elohim. Okay? That's what that means. Sorry, brother.
and with that being said though, the thing is, look at what's happening to the nation. Nikes, like he was just saying, it defeats the whole purpose of the shoe. Because many people buy the Nikes for the look. Many people buy the cars for the look. Now, what they don't realize is not only are you breaking the commandment of the idol, but you're breaking the commandment of the first one because you turn these things into your God.
Yes.
Your shoes become your God.
Yes.
Your cars become your God.
Yes.
The clothes you wear become your God.
Yes.
And in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm not wearing it because it's my God. I just like to look good. Well, guess what? God loves to look good, and he only looks good when his people come back to him.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
And when you start to understand that part, you'll start to see that your clothes are a garment to wear on you to keep you from looking at your nakedness.
That's it.
Remember in the Bible, Adam and Eve, oh God, we had ran from you because we had seen you were naked. But how did you know you were naked? All right. Okay? So therefore, that's what your clothes are for. It's not about the company, the style. It's not about that. That's what that's for. So you got to go to the thrift store to buy you some clothes that
Right.
just to put on.
Right.
Don't feel ashamed of it.
Right.
You understand me? But it is the idol part of it
Yeah.
that you should not buy the clothes for.
Yeah.
You understand me? So that's where that comes from. That's why we got to come back to these commandments
Come
and
back.
again obey my word.
All praise.
What they call man.
But there's multiple.
It's what I was just gonna say, I forget if it's Proverbs or a Song of Solomon that covers vanity.
Vanity. Right.
Vanity, exactly.
Ecclesiastes too. Ecclesiastes covered all that.
All praise.
Right.
That's a good word.
The boys.
It's all a learning process. We know you're young. For the young kids and young people in I'm gonna say the elders that don't know the Bible. What happened is what we trying to say is like we got daily of sin, so it's not gonna happen overnight. So we know what you're saying about your shoes, but just keep reading, stay studied up, come to class, and read your Bible. You get to understand what we must do. We're not gonna hit you hard with go with the shoes, don't listen, just like we want to teach you. So you're still young, you speak more.
That's right. That's right.
So we want you to understand that it's gonna come in the process of time. It don't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Right.
First, we got to feed, like me and sister talked last week about feeding meat and milk. What happened is a lot of people don't have to take in that milk first. They can't take that whole solid food yet. They're not ready for it. So therefore, we got to run away to as in teaching a baby. Even a young person, a person 50 years old, they need milk. It ain't about age, it's about the knowledge that you perceive reading this Bible. He said, study so to prove him. Our problem, we don't read. That's what we were blind all our life because we don't read. We read everything but the Bible. You go to church, they don't read. They teach. And you follow them. That was our first church. Now we need to get together and read. This is our history book. History month. History month. Or what week, whatever that is. This is your history book.
Right.
This is your life.
Right.
This is what you're about. This is your goal to serve him and your obedience to his word. That's what we fell off with. We didn't read the Bible. Read every book in the world for ourselves, selfish. To get money, to get jobs and all that. But when it comes down to his truth, we ain't got time for it. We don't read this one book that we don't read, watch TV, play games, do all that. But we put aside this Bible. I'm too tired, I can't read today, but you're going to this will help. I'm too tired, I can't read today, you're going to this. I'm too tired, but you watch TV.
Laziness.
Your whole day you can't put no time with y'all. We have to make time to read this Bible.
Yeah,
He
right.
said, give us this day our daily bread. He didn't say monthly bread, he didn't say weekly bread.
Right.
This is our daily bread. You gotta read this every day.
Right.
We put this aside and put everything out on front and say, I want to do this and I want to do that. We work on the job, forget about him. We go home, forget about him. We go to sleep, forget about him. Wake up, forget about him. Who bless us with everything we have? Bless us with our jobs, our houses, our kids. He said, you love your mother, your daughter, your sister, your brother, your children before me, you're not worthy of it. He gave us all this stuff. Everything he gives us from him. So we ain't got no time for him.
Right.
We have to make time. Don't just wait till the Sabbath day to read every day. Make some time with him, personal time with him. You have to go in your closet, see your closet, by yourself, and not when everybody sleep. Anytime, make time for him every day. Start out 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes, and let it rise up to 30 minutes, whatever, an hour, 2 hours, whatever. If you can do it, ain't no excuse for it. Ain't no excuse for us not reading. You see a handicapped man, like one day I came in on Sabbath, I seen a dude on a bicycle with one leg, riding a bike. He was going handicapped. Ain't nobody in handicap. Why do we have excuses about reading the Bible? We're not blind.
Right.
Yeah, blind man read the Bible, can't see, but he feeling read. Look at his compassion. We don't have that compassion and we don't want to serve him. We're not working through. We gotta stop it. We gotta start reading this Bible.
That's true. Brandon has something you want to bring out. Before we start, all right, everybody have to understand something about the Bible, right? The Bible has been tampered. There's 66 books in there. I can't stress this enough. Satan children has touched every book. This goes back to one of the rules where it says, our Father says, seek him. Do not be afraid to get into other books. These other denominations will tell you, oh, don't touch that, don't touch that. Just eat from my table. No, our Father says, seek him. One of the books that we study out of many, is the Nag Commandments. Right? Now, as I tell you, any book you touch, even the Bible, before you read it, you need to pray. You ask for the Holy Spirit to be upon you before you touch any book. Okay? Brother has something he wanted to bring out.
We're going to go off what brother say about the Holy Bible. Just like you like to get your belly full, get your stomach full, the Bible is spiritual food.
Yes.
This is the spiritual food right here we need to get fed with. This meat, milk, honey, sweet, whatever you want to call it, but this is the spiritual food we need to be getting.
Right.
And just to go with that, keeping your conscience, because most of the people that's not knowing the Father is ignorant of this. Just read it to you. Now, this food, this comes from out the Nag Hammadi scriptures. It says, and the topic of this one is the devil lies in wait with food. Going back to the shoes, going back to like what you see, what you're feeding that flesh with. Here we go. It says, these are the kinds of food with which the devil lies in wait for us. First, he plants pain in your heart so that you feel heartache over something trivial in this life. And he catches us with his poisons. After that, he introduces the desire for us to have the things that we should not have. Also for an article of clothing. You know, clothing, speaking of the shoes, the different styles that comes in, which we call fads, taking us far and far more away from where we need to be in our Hebrew Israelites mindset, our conscience. Speaking, it says, so that you will be proud of it. Like they be proud. I bought some new Nikes. I've done been like that before. And you know, stupid, going to spend $100-something for a pair of shoes. You know, or $75 for shoes for my little 2-year-old. That's right. So you be proud of it. It says, and then love of money, pride, vanity, envy, reveling, envy, beauty of body, and covetousness. The worst of all these are ignorance, that's us in the mind, and laziness, in order to go study the true word, to know how we need to be dressing appropriately and modern apparel. Also, all such kinds of food the adversary prepares in an attractive way and spreads it out before the body. The adversary wants to make the thought of the soul, turn the soul to some kind of food, and thus he hopes to overwhelm her. As with a hook, he draws the soul by force in ignorance and deceives her until she conceives evil. I mean, you take on anything because you don't know. And bears fruit of matter and behaves badly, pursuing many desires and things, seduced in ignorance by the pleasure of the flesh.
All praise.
That's what I want to read.
All praise.
It's just letting know being more enlightened and being aware.
Oh, yeah. Very good point.
Basically, he was saying, he was talking about pretty much lust for the material.
Yes, material apparel, you know, things that we should not have, you know, and the devil we let that be the food for our life. That satisfies us. We be proud in that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of staying in the word and knowing what's really rightly divided for us. Instead, the devil get out here and basically make us ignorant. Ignorance is $1 billion business for black folks. You get what I'm saying? Hebrews #1, because most people out here do know what it is, but they do not go. They do not study. They don't read this Bible. All people ain't ignorant now.
That's right.
All people ain't ignorant.
They know
they just don't have the might in them. Might is able to get the job done, to read and study the word, because they're too caught up in the world. They blinded.